right, so let's get some headlines from around the world. Brazil's government is shaken up after the country's top military officials resigned. Ian Lee is following this story as well as others for us from London. Ian, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. This is the biggest crisis of Jair Bolsonaro's presidency. The heads of the Army, Navy, Air Force all quit in protest of the president's attempt to exert more control over the military. These resignations are just the latest. Earlier this week, the foreign minister and defense minister both quit, forcing Bolsonaro to reshuffle his cabinet. Before going, the defense minister accused the president of trying to direct the loyalty of the armed forces to him instead of upholding the Constitution. Bolsonaro's popularity has been plummeting over this latest crisis and his handling of the pandemic. Roughly 314,000 people have died while the country continues to hit record numbers of new COVID cases and deaths. Next, we have the president of Honduras' brother being sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years for drug trafficking. A U.S. court had convicted Tony Hernandez in 2019 on drug and weapons-related charges. Besides the sentence, he'll also have to pay nearly $140 million, which prosecutors described as blood money. They also said his conviction shows the depth of the corruption in the country. The president has denied any wrongdoing and hasn't himself been charged. Honduras, though, is not only one of the world's main hubs for drugs, it's also one of the world's most violent countries. We now move on to Germany, where they're suspending the use of the Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine for people under 60. And the country's medical regulator found 31 cases of a rare type of blood clot among 2.7 million people vaccinated. And the drug maker says the benefits of the shot significantly outweigh the risks. But there are questions if the vaccine is the actual cause of the clots or if they're naturally occurring. Regulators in both the EU and UK have previously backed the vaccine after it was suspended in Europe earlier this month. Finally, we're in Australia, where the country is falling 85% short of its vaccine delivery goal, which translates to 3.4 million doses still to be administered. The Prime Minister had previously promised to have 4 million people vaccinated by the end of this month. Now, authorities aren't giving any reason why the rollout has been so slow. And just last week, though, the government said that it wasn't urgent because of the country's low infection rate. But critics point to the sporadic outbreaks across the country that have led to 6 lockdowns in recent months. And Anne-Marie, the country has been successful in containing the virus with just over 900 deaths, but health officials say they aren't out of the woods until everyone is vaccinated.
Yeah, Ian, Australia has been, really aggressive when it comes to tackling the coronavirus. It's been really impressive, but this is proving to be a tenacious virus that, they're learning and everyone around the world is learning. It just sort of seems to keep coming back. Ian, thank you so much.